video, I'm going to show you how to use the WealthTribe budget tracker so that you can improve your budgeting process and so that you can smash all your financial goals. First, this budget tracker is customizable. Using it, you will be able to track your income. You'll be able to track your income, your savings and investments, and you'll also be able to track your expenses. So it's customizable in that for the income, for example, I have created categories for your monthly salary, affiliate income, dividends, and interest. If these do not apply to you and your lifestyle, you can click and edit. So maybe this one you can add gifts if you're the kind of person who usually receives financial gifts from friends or family, and you can delete these and add any income category that applies to you. In the savings and investments category, what I've done is that I have added all the common savings and investment options available in Kenya. If any of them doesn't apply to you, you can always delete or edit to suit the investment savings and investments vehicles that you currently have. And when you onboard a new one, you can always add in these spaces. Same thing applies to your expenses. If, for example, you don't pay rent but instead have a mortgage, this tracker is customizable. Just delete and add what applies to you, and this happens to all these other categories: food, transportation, all of them. It is completely customizable. Number two is that you're able to capture a whole year's worth of data with this budget tracker. As you can see, it starts in January all the way to December. Why is this important? When imagine a point when you have captured a whole year's worth of data, and so using it, you know your whole year, how much you earned the whole year, how much you saved and invested for each month in the whole year, and how much you spent for each of the categories the whole year. So when a new year begins or when a new quarter begins, you're able to use the data because it's real. It reflects your lifestyle and your financial wellness or your struggles, and so you can use the data to set new goals, new Q2 goals, or new year's goals. And this is better when you have data. It's better because as opposed to doing guesswork or as opposed to setting aspirational financial goals, now you'll have data that you will use to set realistic goals. For example, if you use the tracker and you realize that on average you've been earning 100,000 per month all year on average, and then you want to set your income goal for the new year, then you ask yourself, how much money do I aspire or do I plan to earn in the new year? And then you decide, I want to be earning 1,000,000 shillings per year. That is not realistic. But when you have this budget tracker, you can decide that, yeah, I want to improve my income by 20%. So that means you will be earning 120,000 going forward. Or I want to improve my income by 50%. So that means you want to improve your income to be able to be earning 150,000. That is realistic. That is a smart goal that is informed by data, and it's a complete, good, perfect reflection of your current life. Next, this budget tracker allows you to set your savings and investments rate. So for example, my savings and investments rate is usually 20%. This means that I aim to save 20% of all the money that I earn per month. You can change this to reflect your lifestyle. Again, yours can be 10%, yours can be 50%, or any number actually. So let's stick with 10% because that works for a lot of people, especially when they are beginning their budgeting process. So yeah, you can set your savings and investments rate. So for example, if I earned 98,000 from my monthly salary in April, and I got 5,000 in form of gifts from a sister, and then I earned 3,490 from dividends, and then I earned 20,000 interest income from, let's say, a money market fund. The total will be that in that month I've earned 108,000. And then let's say the same month of April, I put 5,000 in a money market fund, and then I put 30 or 20,000, let's say, in the stock market, and then I also put 5,000 towards my chama. In total, I will have saved 30,000. And so this 30,000 is 27.65% of my 108,490 income. So this 27.65 is higher than my target of 10%. So this means I'm doing very well. I'm saving more than I had aspired or had budgeted or had planned to save and invest. But then let's say this person actually put zero in the stock market that month and only contributed 3,000 to her chama. And so this means that this person will only have saved 8,000 in total, and so this is just 7.37% of their income. 7.37% of their income, and so this is way lower than their target of 10%. So what is this person supposed to do when they're using this budget tracker? They can decide that, hey, I only saved 7.3% and I want to do better in May, for example. So this is a new month, I want to do better in May. So they set a target for the new month. So this budgeting column is a target, is basically your target. So they set new targets for May. They decide that, hey, in May I want to do better. So they decide that they're going to put 5,000 towards an emergency fund, 50,000 they're going to invest in a treasury bond, and 5,000 they're going to put towards their chama. And so in total they'll have saved 60,000. And what that means is that they will have saved and invested 57.14% of their income, which is obviously super high, higher than 7.37% than they did last month. And so this would be an awesome thing to do. And so this budget tracker has, every month has 3 columns. Budgeted is what are your targets. Before a new month starts, you come and set the targets of how much money you want to earn, how much money you want to save and invest, and how much money you want to spend for each of your categories. And then when the month, at the end of the month, you come and now put the real numbers, the real true numbers, or that you actually spent, invested, or earned. And the variance column, it basically calculates the difference. So for example, in this month of May, if you had budgeted to save 50%, but you eventually only actually saved 20. If you had budgeted to save 50,000 but you eventually only saved and invested 20,000, the difference is 30,000. That's what variance means. And so yes, it helps you set your savings and investments target, which is a very important number, because as we say, it doesn't matter how much money you make. What matters is how much you're saving and investing every month. And so you should be able to have that percentage. Next thing that you can use this budget for, as you can see, it is a tracker that can help you capture your data for the whole year. This is very important. This is very important because imagine a situation where you have your data for the whole year. I've interacted with a lot of people with their finances, and I've realized that the average person, when you ask them how much money do you need in order to live for a whole year, they don't know how much money they need in order to survive for a whole year. And so when you use this thing and you actually track, when you use this tracker and you actually track, and you have that number that, for example, I need 1.2 million to survive for a whole year, then you're able to use that number and estimate how much money you need for your retirement. And also, as you can see, this budget tracker is very colorful, which makes it easy and fun to use. And so I'm sure you're wondering, how can I access this budget tracker? I will leave a link in the description box for you to grab yours. And something else to add is that when you have added your expenses, let's say this person spends 18,000 for rent, spends 2,000 for internet, cable and phones, spends 5,000 for groceries and household supplies, and also spends 10,000 for meals going out. Let's say this person has populated everything, other finances, all those categories. So this budget tracker will automatically add the total monthly expenses for you. So I have done the heavy lifting. All the formulas are done for this budget tracker. So for example, here it will add your total monthly expenses, and then it will do the difference. So it will calculate for you what is the it will calculate for you your income minus your savings and investments minus your expenses, so that you know the surplus, and so that you can ask yourself, where is this surplus? Is it in my bank account? Do I have it in cash? Did I loan someone? You should be able to trace every coin. And also this surplus changes in color. If you're doing badly with your money, if it's a negative, it will always be red to show you, hey, you need to know where your money is going. If it's green, it means you're doing well. And so yes, that's how to use the budget tracker, because it's very important for you to stop wondering where did your money go, and actually direct your money, tell your money where to go. And that is usually the first step towards attaining financial independence and getting better with your budgeting. As I said, I will put a link in the description box so that you can grab your copy of the budget tracker. Happy budgeting!